title of my speech today is, First Comes Temptation, but Next Might Be Addiction. Temptation, it tugs at the mind and then at the heart. It seeps in when one least expects. But the thing about temptation is, it can be either brought to life or put down with a simple choice of yes or no. Temptation can lead to sin, and in most cases, it leads to the forbidden, which is an addiction to sin. It attacks all that one knows, and it takes over and makes one unrecognizable. Turn over to Jacob 1, verse 12 through 15. Blessed is the man who endures temptation, for when he has been proved, he will receive the crown of life which Yahweh has promised to those who love him. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted by Yahweh, for Yahweh cannot be tempted with evil, nor does he tempt anyone. But each one is tempted when he is drawn away by his own lust and enticed. Then when lust has conceived, it brings forth sin, and sin, when it is fully matured, brings forth death. Lust and temptation go hand in hand. Together, they can lead to a world of trouble. And when acted upon, it can lead to sin, and when it's not nipped in the bud, one will continue to act upon it, having a hard time getting away from it, and it then leads to an addiction to it. It feels like it's unreasonable to live without, to break away from, and that is the full birth of sin. When temptation takes a hold of you, it digs into your fears of mind. It's when we let temptation, or whatever it might be, linger in our minds that we become susceptible to sin. Temptation is and will always be there. It just depends on how you look at it. It also depends on how strong you train your mind to be. If we have a weak mind, we will be swayed by anything. We would be tempted so easily, from a simple color to seeing an image pop up on our screens. But if our minds are trained to be strong and resilient, certain things would have no effect on us. To resist temptation, we have to train our minds like a muscle that won't buckle. Temptation is like a treat, but it is really a threat that you must resist. Once you touch it, it is hard to stop. You tell yourself, okay, I won't touch it again. Then a day goes by, and then a week, and there it is, staring right back at you again. Some might walk away, or some might indulge. So now you begin to take part in it more and more. You're now addicted. How will you break away from it now? Will you become a victim, or will you fight all temptation and survive? Turn over to Yochanan Mark 14, verse 38, which says, Watch and pray, or you will be put to the test. The spirit truly is ready, but the flesh is weak. Now turn over to 1 Timothy 6, verse 8 through 10. And having food, clothing, let us be content with these. But those who want to become rich will fall into temptation and a trap, and into many harmful and foolish lusts which drown men in destruction and perdition. And we know perdition is punishment and damnation. In our walk with Yahweh, yes, we will be tempted. That is just to test our resolve and our will, our faith and our works, our heart and our mind, and our soul and our might. It will weed out and show you and Yahweh who you are under all those bones, skin, and muscles, and all that clothing. What tempts you is a telltale sign of what your fears and desires are, and where your priorities lie. We have all had a long walk with Yahweh so far. If anything, this journey has taught us so many life lessons. This journey is one that has helped us to learn ourselves much more. And at this point, we know our triggers, or we still might be learning a few, but we know what tempts us or even what can break us. There's so little to nothing that should be tugging at our mind right now. Yahweh has aided us and taught us how to resist any evil. Though it is still a battle we face each day, because remember, temptation is like addiction. In the beginning of our walk with Yahweh, we were like little babies. We learned from our mother, the house of Yahweh, how to walk. That is positive law number 8, walk in Yahweh's ways. We learned to run this race with endurance. We learned to talk about Yahweh's laws, Deuteronomy 6, verse 7. We learned to read the laws and scriptures, positive law number 10. We learned how to dress, that's prohibitive law number 39 and 40. We learned how to feed ourselves, that's prohibitive law 172 to 201. And even how to do our math, our measurement, and our counting, Luke 14, verse 28 and 29, and 1 Timothy 2, verse 15, which teaches us how to divide. And with all these things, Abel has taught us resisting temptation should be common practice for us now. Turn over to Ephesians 6, verse 11 through 13, which reads, "Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that you would be able to stand against the will's crafty schemes of the devil. For we wrestle not only against flesh and blood, but also against principalities, against powers." In side note E, it says that's delegated influences. "Against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual forces of the evil one. Therefore, take up the whole armor of Yahweh, that you can be able to withstand the evil day, and having overcome all, to stand." With Yahweh's armor and the teachings of Israel, we have the power, the grit, the endurance, the strength, and the heart to resist all temptation. Don't let temptation or the addiction to sin catch you in a weak moment. In our weak moments, pray to Yahweh. Talk to him through your mind, your thoughts, and your heart, which he reads daily. He knows when we struggle and when we are lost, when we feel weak. What we do in those weak moments is what will show Yahweh where our priorities lie. So put on your full armor. Though it might be heavy, wear it at all times. Show Yahweh that we are ready and begging for his kingdom to come soon. Then we will feel the warmth of true peace of mind. And with this, I'll turn it over to the next speaker.